In the Image Comics Spawn series, Spawn reflects as his memory is fragmented since he's come back from the dead, but he finally remembers his wife's name, which is Wanda Blake. Every flash of memory adds to a string of info, but he thinks it's funny how being a walking dead man could screw up your life so badly. Al Simmons, aka Spawn, misses everyone, even those he can't remember anymore. But he doesn't even know if he has a life anymore, and that's the scariest part. Spawn knows he needs to find answers, but at the same time, he made a hell of a deal with the demon Malbolgir. And as we all know, deals with demons are rarely what they seem, as Spawn has been thrown into a biblical nightmare. But somewhere in time, we see Malbolgir sitting in a fiery hell pit as he laughs at Simmons and calls him a pathetic fool. He tells Simmons to threaten all he wants, as it'll do him no good since the deal is already locked in. Malbolgir laughs at Simmons for trying to have morals when morals are a luxury they are not granted. Malbolgir plans to grow his army, and he's selected Simmons to help him speed up that process, and that's the deal that currently binds them. But elsewhere in the city, two detectives complain as they have a pile full of dead mafia guys minus their hearts, yet they can't do any groundwork as they're stuck at the office. Meanwhile, outside, the Violator walks the street as he plans to find Spawn and kill him. But across town, at the CIA headquarters in New York City, the secretary is getting ready to leave when she's confronted by her boss, but she tells her boss she has to leave as she needs to go home and cook. Now, the boss says she shouldn't waste those lips on food, as he could think of so many things he would much rather see her do, but the boss goes into the back to get a document. Unbeknownst to him, he's being watched by Spawn. Now, Spawn grabs this dude by the neck and he tells him that word is, since his divorce, he hasn't paid a penny in alimony or child support. Spawn tells him he needs to correct that because if he has to come back, she'll be collecting money from his insurance policy. Spawn tosses this dude aside, but he tells him if he ever lays a hand on his secretary ever again, he'll never use those hands ever again. Now, Malbolgir sees this and he bursts into joyous laughter as he wants Spawn to become evil and vicious as well as violent. Now, Spawn retrieves a file from the CIA headquarters and he learns that his wife has moved to Queens, but he also learns some devastating news as it would appear she has remarried. The next day in Queens, Spawn would transform into a human as he would make his way all the way to the home of Wanda Blake, the widow of Lieutenant Colonel Al Simmons. Now, Spawn rings the doorbell, and as his wife answers, he's not ready because upon seeing her, she's even more beautiful than he remembers. She apologizes for the attire as she was trying on dresses for a business party she's having that night. But nevertheless, he tells her that she looks gorgeous. Now, as these two are conversating, a little girl comes to the door, and Spawn is stunned as he didn't have any children 5 years ago when he died. Upon seeing the little girl, Spawn is overcome with grief and emotion, and he straight up passes out. But Wanda calls her boyfriend Terry in order to pull him back into the house and nurse him to health. As the group conversates, Spawn comes to the realization that Wanda has moved on with her life. She has a child now, as well as a husband who loves and cares for her. Spawn knows if he tells her his feelings, it will most likely ruin her life, so he knows the best thing to do is to just move on. As night falls, Spawn's pain only grows as he's imbued with necroplasmic energy. Spawn was going to give his soul over willingly, he just wanted to see his wife, but instead, he got screwed over by Malbolgir. He tells the demon if he wants his soul to come and get it, as Spawn is now ready to fight. Spawn knows Wanda was stolen from him as well as his existence, and Malbolgir even had to prove it was him that couldn't produce children, but now Wanda has a child of her own. But as Spawn is crashing out, a fat little clown man creeps up from the shadows as he tells Spawn they have common interests like killing, maiming, slaughtering, and destroying things. This clown man is none other than the Violator as he laughs and starts to turn into a demonic beast. Now, Spawn tells the Violator he doesn't know who he is or what he wants, but if he's from the same pit that he is, he's got a message for his boss. Now, the Violator tells him he has spunk, but he wants to see how much heart he has, as in an instant, the Violator pierces his chest and rips out Spawn's heart. Now the Violator laughs, as that was inescapably easy, and he's so tired of everybody else trying to be afraid of somebody when it's the Violator they should fear most. But as the Violator walks away thinking he's won, he's stunned to once again be confronted by Spawn, who warns him that he's no ordinary human. To be continued.